investment world. This podcast is brought to you by Daba, your most comprehensive platform for investing in African stocks, bonds, and managed funds. You can download the Daba app on your favorite Google and Apple app stores. Let's begin today with some very good news for BRVM investors. The main indexes held up well, several top stocks posted impressive gains, and the bond market showed remarkable activity. This is your daily summary for Thursday, September 11th. Get ready. This session was rich in positive signals. First, let's look at the stock indexes. The BRVM Composite closed at 321.29 points. That's a daily increase of 0.15%. Since the start of the year, it has advanced more than 16%. In simple terms, the overall market remains on a solid upward path, offering investors steady growth. Next, the BRVM 30, which follows the 30 largest listed companies, closed at 158.16 points, rising 0.30%. This index is crucial because it reflects the performance of the market's biggest players. For investors, it's a strong confirmation that confidence remains intact in the region's largest companies. Finally, the BRVM Prestige Index, which groups the most reputable companies, advanced 0.57% to finish at 134.8 points. Since January, this index is up more than 17%. That's a powerful performance, showing that prestige names remain a safe choice for investors seeking solid reputations and stability in their portfolios. Now let's move on to the top gainers of the day. Leading the pack, Sicable Côte d'Ivoire rose 6.77%, closing at 1,420 francs CFA. For an investor, this is a strong signal of momentum in the industrial sector. Imagine holding a stock in your portfolio that jumps nearly 7% in a single day. That's the kind of boost that makes a difference. Next, Setao Côte d'Ivoire climbed 5.26% to reach 800 francs CFA. Since the start of the year, this stock has soared nearly 78%. For anyone betting on construction and infrastructure, this performance is proof that the sector continues to deliver strong growth in West Africa. Another notable gainer is Air Liquide Côte d'Ivoire, which added 5.22% to end the day at 705 francs CFA. The industrial sector continues to shine, and this is yet another example. And it doesn't stop there. Cerver Abidjan rose 4.06% to 1,795 francs CFA. Although the stock is still slightly down for the year, this rebound catches the eye of investors looking for potential turnaround opportunities. Finally, Banque Internationale pour le Commerce et l'Industrie du Bénin, or BIIC-BN, gained 3.63% to close at 5,145 francs CFA. This confirms the strength of the banking sector, which has been thriving thanks to rising demand for credit and financial services throughout the WEMU region. Why are these top gainers important for you as an investor? Because they show that multiple sectors, industry, construction, and banking, are all moving positively at the same time. That means opportunities for diversification and less risk of relying on just one sector. Of course, not all stocks moved higher. There were some declines as well. Unilever Côte d'Ivoire fell 7.49% to 30,755 francs CFA. Even with this pullback, the stock is still up nearly 375% since the start of the year. In other words, even after such a drop, early investors remain big winners. Uniwax Côte d'Ivoire slipped 4.23% to 905 francs CFA, though it still boasts an annual gain of more than 120%. Safca dropped 2.12% to 1,055 francs CFA. These moves remind us that volatility is part of the market and that investors must manage their positions with discipline. Let's now turn to the sector indexes. Industrials advance 1.03%. That confirms a steady trend of growth in companies linked to production and manufacturing. For investors, betting on industry at the BRVM means tapping into the region's modernization and economic expansion. Financial services rose 0.78%. Banks and insurance firms continue to drive the market. When financial services rise, it signals that credit, savings, and consumer demand are all strengthening. Public services increased 0.91%. The gain is modest, but it demonstrates stability in essential services like electricity and water. For cautious investors, these defensive stocks are often a way to protect portfolios against volatility. Now, let's turn to the bond market. On Thursday, the total capitalization of the bond market stayed stable at about 10,912 billion francs CFA. But the activity was remarkable. The number of traded bonds jumped to nearly 4,187, a rise of more than 2,700% compared with the previous session. The total value traded exceeded 39 million francs CFA, up by over 2,200%. What does this mean for you as an investor? It shows that the bond market is attracting more liquidity, proof of renewed interest in safe, income-generating instruments. In times of stock market swings, bonds, whether 10-year or 8-year maturities, provide stability and predictable income. Among the active bonds, there were government issues from Mali, Senegal, and Burkina Faso, many with yields between 6 and 7%. These bonds pay regular coupons, often semi-annual or annual, making them attractive for investors who want consistent cash flow. For anyone looking to balance a portfolio, adding a few lines of sovereign or corporate bonds is a simple way to strengthen income security. Overall, the session of September 11th demonstrates a balanced BRVM. The indexes are progressing, top stocks are leading the charge across industries, and the bond market is very active. Individual investors can see opportunities to diversify and grow, while institutional investors find confirmation that the regional financial market remains solid and attractive. For you, the takeaway is this. You can aim for growth with equities like Sicable or Setao, while securing your portfolio with bonds that provide steady income. This combination is exactly what builds long-term wealth in Francophone Africa. And to guide you in making these decisions, there is Daba Pro. With Daba Pro, you get weekly recommendations, in-depth analysis, exclusive data, and even lower fees when investing. It's a tool designed so you don't just follow the markets, you get ahead of them. That's all for today's episode. Thanks for listening to the Daba Markets Talk podcast. We'll be back tomorrow with another update. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a rating, follow us, and share with friends. Remember, this information is for educational purposes. Always do your own research or consult with a financial advisor before making investment decisions. And download the Daba app on your app store to start investing in African stocks, bonds, and manage portfolios through your phone and find other helpful content. Until next time, keep learning and keep growing your financial knowledge.